project number 4. Okay, so it would not be a birthday art party without a mixed media page. And I love, love, love mixed media. So this one's going to be inspired by Dina Wakley. And so it's a Dina Wakley trick with the baker's cord. So you do need the baker's cord. And then you need some stencils or stamps. And I've got both. Because it is a Dina Wakley inspired page, I'm going to use my brand new Dina Wakley stencils. If you don't have stencils, purchase stencils, then I want to talk to you for just a second about it, because you don't have to buy your stencils. These are scraps from dies I have, and they are my actual favorite stencils, which you can tell by how horrible they look. They're bad. I use them all the time. You can also cut your own. This one I drew this little bird. I put the paper down, then I put a sheet of glass, and then I used a hot tool to cut it into the plastic. This was just the packaging that something I bought came in. So you can make your own stencils. Stamps, I just keep some background stamps. These again are some of my favorites. But I will show you this one. Bunny carved for me out of an eraser. And it's one of my favorite ones. It's great for background. So if you don't have a lot of bought stuff yet, you don't have to. Use what you have. Okay, that's the fun of this. If you don't have something to be your focal image, get a greeting card and cut the image off of it. It can literally be anything, all right? You also, in addition to the colors of paint we've been using all along, you're going to need some black StazOn and some black paint, okay? So we're going to start with the black paint and the cord, and you are going to get messy, so let me just go ahead and grab that baby wipe now. Okay, and I'm using Dylusions paint because A, I need black paint, and B, what you want to do is saturate this in your paint. And because of the wide mouth on Dylusions, I can just dunk this in here. Just try not to lose it, okay? So I can just dunk this in here and then just pull it out. Okay, so when I say I want you to saturate that cord, I'm serious. Saturate it. And then you're going to take it and you're just going to drop it on your page, willy-nilly, however it lands, and then pull it down. Okay? And then you're going to do the exact same thing in the other direction. Drop it, and then pull it so that it goes either way. All right? And you're now through with your messy cord. So you can just set that aside and clean up because it is messy. Okay. I'm going to hit pause for just a second before I get paint everywhere because I've got a lot of it. Okay, so 3 baby wipes basically just got me clean enough to make it to the sink to wash my hands. So y'all be careful, don't make a huge mess. All right, while the camera's off, I went on and dried this. It is not completely dry because some of the paint is really thick and globby. So I just will be careful of that. And I think that I want to do this with a spatula. I hardly ever paint with a spatula, but it's a lot of fun. So, okay, let's put down some stamp, just some background stamp, and this one is all different letters, and I like it, so let's use it. And my black StazOn. And I'm just going to do it. Everything we do at this point is going to be on this line, okay? So basically we've just set up like a framework for our piece. All right, so everything we do is going to be based on that line. And I'm just giving me a little added interest and texture. All right, and I think that is enough stamping, because I don't know that you're going to see. Well, here, I'll go one more time with this one. I love this pattern. But I don't know that any of this is going to show through at the end, because we're going to do so many layers of paint. But just in case, we'll start. Okay. So now then, I'm going to swap to my paints. And I'm going to use the cool colors this time. I used the warm ones in the last time, so I'll use the cool ones this time. So, what does that give us? That gives us Calypso Blue, Navy Blue, Wild Green, and Purple Passion. And I did not get this cord out of the way. I need to do that before I get black paint in everything. Okay, so I'm just going to squirt out on my craft mat some of each of these colors. And I'm giving myself a fairly large blob. See, I'm giving myself a fairly large blob. Hopefully you can see that. Maybe if you can't see the purple, maybe you'll be able to see it when it's green. Because this is craft paint, it is very fluid. It's not going to have a thick, heavy body. And I wanted to do these with all the same paints. But if you were doing this like for real and you have heavy body, that would be better, because it would give you that texture that the craft paint just can't give you. All right, so I'm just going to take this and I'm going to just start to smush along this line. And I'm just dabbing and smushing. And so just dabbing my knife and smushing. And dab and smush. Oh, and see, some of that black was wet, and so it moved it. And I actually kind of like it. Dab and smush. Smush, smush, smush. All right. Now, I don't want to keep going the same direction, so for me, it's easier to turn my paper over because I do have that natural motion of one direction. So I'm just going to turn my paper over so that I'm still doing that natural motion, but it's going to give me the opposite direction. All right, so at this point, I'm going to clean my palette knife, and I'm going to dry this. All right, so we'll be right back. Okay, all dry, and this time I did make sure all the black was dry as well, so the black's no longer going to move. And my colors should come lighter this time, hopefully, because they're not going to be mixed with the black. And I have got my Dina Wakley stencil. This one is Mini Favorites, and I'm going to use it and oh, here it is. I knew I had a makeup sponge on the desk somewhere, and a makeup sponge. All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to put this, well, try not to put it in my paint. I'm going to put it where the first row is just off that line, and I'm going to pick up one color, and I'm going to start to stencil right up that, okay? But I'm going to go one, oh, my stencil moved. So I'm going to go one color right off my line. Okay, and then I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to do it again. Same thing all the way up. All right. Oop, and I moved it where you can't see the whole thing. All right, so there's that. And I'm going to dry that, right? And you do want to stop and dry between all these because you don't want to smudge things, you don't want to move things, and you don't want to blend things. So stopping and drying is key on this one. All right, be right back. Okay, all dry. So now I want to pick a different stencil to go this direction. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to come just off, but I'm going to go just off down this time. And on your sponges, when I get through with one, I just cut the paint off like so and keep using the same sponge. So you can get a lot of use out of one sponge before you're down to nothing. Just thought I'd throw that in. All right, and I'm going to go with the green this time. So and I'm just going to pick it up and I'm going to line that one up because I want to keep my pattern going. Right off the page. And you know, I like that it goes off the page on this side, so I think I'm going to make it go off the page on this side as well by lining that up. And there we go. Okay, so there is that line of stenciling. And I don't know if you can see it as well. There's that line of stenciling. Okay, so I'm going to stop and dry again. Okay, so at this point, I'm liking it. And I think I'm ready to add my focal point. But I have a ton of paint left. So, you know, I'm not going to waste that. I'm just going to take another sheet of cardstock, all right? And my palette knife. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to smush this paint like so all around on my craft mat. Let me get some room here. Okay, so I'm just going to smush this all around on my craft mat, just like so. And hopefully, if I have any water in any of my spritzers, and I never do. Oh, I got a little bit in this one. Give it a spritz with some water. And I need more water than that. So let's just dip some water out of my thing. Because I want to get this wet. There we go. All right, get it wet. And then I'm going to take my card sheet. And basically what you're doing is you're gel printing without a jelly plate. All right, so pick that up. There you go. Give it a quick dry. This one's just a little bonus because you know I'm not gonna leave all that paint. So give it a quick dry. It does not have to be completely dry. Just kind of get it where it's not going to completely move. And do it again from a different direction in a different spot. All right. And then just keep doing that until you have picked up as much paint as you're going to pick up. If it starts getting dry, like it is right now, just add some more water. And that's a lot of water this time. So I'm going to just also just move that around a little bit. And smush it. And then pick it up and smush it again. And this is probably going to be my last one because it's pretty runny and pretty dry at the same time. And I'll just save that to become a background for something else at another time. So anyway, just basically did that to remind you not to waste your paint. You can always use your paint. In fact, where's that brown string, black string? If you still had your black string, you could run it again on this one and make this an opposite of that. But anyway, okay, so that's just a quick use up all your stuff reminder. Okay, I'll stick it back in my drying stack. And back to our actual project. So we're all dry, and I'm almost ready to add my focal point, which is going to be my faces. I love these 3 faces. But before I do that, I do want to bring out my stenciling a little bit. So I'm just going to get a Sharpie marker and just kind of roughly outline my stencils. You can see I'm doing this really fast. I'm not trying to be precise. Okay, and the same thing here. And the reason I'm doing this is I just want to pull them out a little bit because they're there. But once I get one more layer, they're going to go back a little bit more. And you may or may not see them as well. All right, so I just outlined them all real quick so they are there. And because I did that with Sharpie marker, there's nothing to dry. All right, so this is Moon Faces. This is the name of this stencil. And I'm going to do it in black. And I want the 3 basically like they are, but I've got to decide where I want them. And remember, I want to be on this axis, but I also kind of want the faces a hair off of it so they show up a little better and they don't cover up all our hard work. So I think I like them right there. And as always, I'm just going to use this because it's already ready to go. And All right, so there's one face. Okay, there's two, and now the last one. And pick it up, and there they are. And I love it. Okay, so that is the last page. I'll take a still for the end. And there is going to be a bonus for this. That is the last actual page project. But there's going to be a couple of bonuses using what you've made today. So using the warm-up that you made and using all your sheets, because this is an art journaling party. So we need to make these into art journals. All right? Bye, y'all.